Hello, hello. I am Alexis Nelson. I am the CEO of Coaching Toward Purpose, and I am your life coach. Listen, what we endeavor to do is make sure that you live life on purpose. Why? Because you're worth it. We give life coaching insights. And this is what this show is about. Evolve and Thrive Life Coaching Insights is about just giving you tips on different topics. And what we're talking about this week is relationships. We are just continuing our conversations. Those who are new to me, you can follow me on alexisnelson.us. And if you want more individual attention, individual coaching, please make sure you contact me and I will get back with you because I want to make sure that you are living life on purpose. And also, groups will be coming. So when I post, make sure you get your seat because they are limited seats. And I want everyone to be a part of these wonderful group discussions because we're going to be talking about different things such as invaluable laws of growth. This is a really good book. And I want to make sure that I pour it into others. So when they are going about building their careers, their relationships, their families, organizations, that they will be equipped with all of the tools. So before we get started, life learners, I want to make sure that you like and share. And if you are just replaying this broadcast, make sure you take notes and make sure you don't forget to leave comments because I want to see what you have to say. And I have questions, honey, and I need you to answer them. So again, make sure you like and share. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Before I go into today's topic, I just want to do a brief recap of what we were discussing last week. And it was a really good topic. It really was. And we got to just discuss um, identifying and understanding your emotions. This is really key when we are trying to develop and maintain and keep healthy relationships. We talked about that, really identifying what that emotion is and reflecting back on where did that emotion take you so you can better navigate through the relationship. Again, if you missed that last week, you gotta go back and look at it and make sure you share because sharing is caring and we want everybody to live life on purpose. Why? Because you're worth it. All right, now. So today's topic is the right time and the right place. I need you life learners to repeat that. Right time and right place. Often relationships are damaged because it is not the right time and it is not the right place. And we need to make sure that we go through these tips and remember these things as we are endeavoring into different situations, which may be stressful, which may be conflictual, because, sometimes we don't like conflict. A lot of people don't like conflict or they don't know how to handle it. So what they do is they run away from it. But conflict helps build character. And as you learn how to address certain situations, you will be better equipped in different atmospheres when this come your way again. Because again, I'm also one to say growth is intentional. If you want to do better in a certain area, then you study it. And then you repeat what you learn. You repeat it. Not only do you live it out loud, you teach someone else so it can always be fresh for you. Okay? That's a little extra. That's a little extra tip. But that's what I wanted to say because it's really important to understand this while we're talking about relationships. So we kind of went over what we were speaking on last week. And this week, it's about choosing the right time and place, right? Finding a suitable and private setting to discuss your emotions and avoid addressing sensitive topics during heated moments. We're going to talk about that. So let's see. Let's bring that up about the scheduling, right? So we need to schedule a time for a serious conversation when both parties are relaxed and not preoccupied. So, sometimes we are in a debate or a conflict or just a conversation, and it's just not the right time to talk about it. And for one may be overwhelmed, one may be angry, one may be very emotional and or preoccupied. They have other things they have to attend to in that moment. And so they can't give value to that particular moment. And we're all about adding value to relationships because we want to nurture relationships and we want to develop them into a purposeful relationship. So we have to really schedule, let's schedule the time, because if you're preoccupied, if both parties are heated, there is not going to be a resolve. And we want a resolve, right? So that's one tip. Let's keep it moving. I want to make sure I don't have you on here all day. Choose a neutral and comfortable environment where both individuals feel at ease. Have you ever been in a conversation and they have their whole posse with them? And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I can't even say what I need to say. They're going to beat me up or something. Wait a minute. You want to be in a neutral location, right? Where both of you feel safe, where both of you are at ease. Because when you have an audience, sometimes it tends to change the way one may behave. And in order to avoid that, just choose a neutral place. You don't have to have everybody. Now, let me say this, because sometimes when you cannot come to an agreement, you do need to seek counsel. It's really good to have someone come with you to help, mediate the situation. But if you haven't gotten to that point where you can't resolve it between you and that person. Okay, because it's really important. Make sure it's a neutral and comfortable place for both of you where you both feel comfortable. All right, that's tip 2. So let's keep it moving. Ensure there are no distractions or interruptions during the discussion. I have had many conversations and I'm very busy. So people may come and ask a question or they may want you to do something. And sometimes they're not mindful that you're really in the middle of a conversation. And so you really have to make sure that you eliminate distractions, because it allows that person to feel that you are attentive to their needs, that you really care about resolving the situation, and that you can focus on what it is that you all are trying to do. So make sure you do that. Okay. Now, this is a big one right here. I know I have been guilty of doing this in the past, and I have learned not to, and I'm learning not to. Let me say that. You have to be mindful about bringing up sensitive situations when you're heated and both of you are stressed or emotionally charged, because you are coming for that person, honey. You ain't listen, they even sent for you. They ain't sent for you, but you coming for them. Why? Because you angry. And when we're angry, hurt people. So we have to make sure that we are not bringing up sensitive subjects that will be hurtful to the individual that we're trying to resolve with, okay? Don't do that. It's not kind. Let's be kind to one another. Just make sure that you don't bring up sensitive situations. Don't try to come at the person. Don't try to catfight with them. That's not nice. We want to make sure that we are strengthening relationships, not decreasing them, because that can cause a lot of damage. Your words are powerful. We have to be careful of what we say and just stop bringing up the past. I know it helps your case sometimes, but don't do that. All right. That is a really, really important tip to remember. All right. All right. Next, if possible, plan the conversation when you both have the mental and emotional capacity to engage in an open communication. When you're heated, sometimes you say all kind of crazy stuff, right? We don't want to do that. Make sure that you both have the mental and emotional capacity. Have you been like, you know what, this is sensory overload. I'm over it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Can't, won't. I'm not. I'm just not right now. So make sure when you decide to have this conversation that you are both in a place that is conducive for growth, because it can add damage and it won't be worth it. Okay. So make sure you're both in that place. We have to think about one another, just not ourselves. All right. So remember that. And choose the right time and place. That's what we're talking about. We want to make sure that we continue to do that when we're trying to develop our relationships. We're not trying to cause a scene. We don't want attention from others. We just want to make sure that we are healthy in our relationships. Choose the right time. Choose the right place. It's not always the time to talk about things. You may have people around, or you just may be angry. So make sure that you are aware of your emotions. So when you do decide the time and the place, that conversation, that resolve can happen because we want to make sure we maintain our relationships. We want them healthy. So that is pretty much all I have for you all today, life learners. I want to make sure that you live life on purpose. Why? Because you're worth it. Make sure you take these tips and apply it. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What is the right time and place for you to resolve that issue that you may be dealing with right now? Think about it. Think about those tips and apply them. Let me know how they work for you and get back to me. Make sure you put it in the comments. And for those again that's joining me, this is Evolve and Thrive Life Coaching Insights, where we talk about relationships and many other topics. I am Alexis Nelson, and if you want to follow me, go to alexisnelson.us. You can look at all the different things I do. I want to make sure if you want individual time that you can contact me. I'll be waiting on you, life learner, because I want you to live it and I want you to live it on purpose. Okay. And so, again, thank you all for joining me on Evolve and Thrive Life Coaching Insights, where we're talking about relationships today. We need to know the time and the place because that matters and that is going to enhance our relationships. All right, life learners, you all have a good one. Until next Saturday, I'll see you later.